for us who are maybe Barstool novices or guys who kind of like me, listens to a couple shows, I need to have the 101 on the Call Me Daddy or whatever it is drama that is going on. It's caught, I think, the attention of a lot of people because we're all just fiending for anything where people are mad at each other. But tell me what is happening between these two girls.
So yeah, this has kind of captured the attention of America right now, which is like maybe some of the biggest podcaster drama that's ever arisen.
Yeah.
But these two women have a wildly successful show hosted by Barstool Sports called Call Her Daddy, where they give relationship advice, empowering advice to young women everywhere. That definitely skews towards the sexual side, but it's a salacious show, and it just crushes. Like, it does incredible numbers. Young women everywhere love them and identify with them. Over the last couple months, they kind of stopped doing their show, and they kind of stopped putting out episodes. They weren't fulfilling their asks with advertisers, and no one knew why. No one could figure out why. And it kind of came out that they wanted a new contract. And then it kind of came out more that they were negotiating in bad faith because one of these women was dating an executive from HBO who was negotiating a new deal for them.
Right.
So they were under contract with Barstool. He was negotiating a deal with Wondery for them, and they were trying to keep their intellectual property, which is like an interesting question in the podcasting world. Like, it's gonna, I guess, kind of be like the music world as far as like who owns someone's catalog, who owns somebody's intellectual property. And so it shook out that the one who was dating the HBO executive, she wouldn't take any deal that Barstool offered. So she is out. Barstool is retaining the IP of Call Her Daddy, and the other co-host, a young lady named Alex Cooper, will be hosting the show on her lonesome. And that's the latest in the Call Her Daddy drama.
So here's my thoughts. One, you guys are definitely going to do a Barstool search for the co-host. I feel like that is a given.
Got to.
That seems very easy. And also, for people who are listening to this show and don't know, this isn't just like small time podcast. This like lists in the top 5 of all podcasts. This is like a Joe Rogan level of listenership.
Yeah, when Joe Rogan was when he signed his deal with Spotify last week, like the New York Times article had to cite him as the number 2 podcast on the charts at that point, behind Call Her Daddy, just because the nature of the controversy, more people want to listen, but they're still pretty consistently like a top 10 podcast, which is a testament to how well these girls talk about the move they have is called the Gluck Gluck 9000, which you can use your imagination.
We'll guess what the Gluck is.
Yes, exactly.